Remember, humility is not thinking less of yourself, it is thinking of yourself less. This inspiring quote by acclaimed author and scholar C.S. Lewis marks the beginning of today's enlightening discourse, a deep-diving exploration into why humility and the act of being humbled is of paramount importance. Now you might question, why should we attribute such significance to humility? A virtue often unnoticed and sometimes even dismissed, humility might appear trivial at an initial glance. But upon closer inspection and deeper introspection, it unfurls a complex, rich universe of self-discovery, self-awareness, and personal growth. Humility isn't some self-deprecating trait. Rather, it's about redirecting your focus from your self-centric thoughts and actions towards others and the broader world that surrounds us. The relevance and significance of humility are intricately tied to our mind's natural processes, deeply embedded in neurological pathways and functions. Thanks to millions of years of evolution, our brains possess an exceptional capability to identify patterns, establish connections, and create associations. It meticulously links our previous experiences to our present decisions, weaving an intricate web of thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. This complex procedure comes into play every time we encounter something that humbles us, as our brain stores this as a distinct memory, an enlightening experience etched into our minds. To draw a tangible example, if you've ever stood at the edge of a vast ocean, spellbound by its sheer magnitude and unending expanse, you have experienced a humbling realization of the contrast between its grandeur and your relative insignificance. This humbling moment gives rise to a profound sense of awe, respect, and humility towards the overwhelming magnificence of nature. But this is just one instance, a single piece in the grand mosaic of life's humbling experiences. We encounter numerous such moments of humility. These transformative experiences sometimes catch us off guard, coming through unexpected avenues, in people we meet, challenges we overcome, or even in our mundane everyday experiences. Each of these moments, when examined under the magnifying glass of humility, can transform into potent life lessons that significantly alter our perception and understanding of the world. What if these experiences of being humbled are tinged with pain? What if they are stained by failures, lost chances, or significant errors? It is in these trying times that the true power of humility emerges, shining like a beacon in the dark. These humbling experiences can lay a strong foundation for personal growth, fostering an open-minded attitude towards learning and developing a tolerance towards failures. Society often trains us to perceive our failures and mistakes negatively, branding them as marks of incompetence. But humility reframes this perspective, allowing us to see these instances not as indicators of weakness or failure, but as stepping stones leading us towards growth and wisdom. We gain the insight that stumbling once does not seal our fate. It isn't a harbinger of future falls. This altered viewpoint can be nothing short of revolutionary. We begin to value our mistakes just as we do our victories, understanding that both are integral cogs in the wheel of life's journey. We learn to practice patience and kindness towards ourselves, replacing harsh self-criticism with understanding and acceptance. We take responsibility for our actions and decisions, promoting a sense of accountability. Most importantly, we learn to show the same understanding and compassion too as well, nurturing empathy in our interactions. The road to cultivating humility, though, is not a linear, obstacle-free path. It demands continuous effort, mindfulness, and introspective reflection. It calls for an acknowledgement of our biases and the courage to challenge them. It requires us to recognize the worth of others, to value their experiences as much as we value our own. It necessitates a willingness to grow, even under uncomfortable circumstances. This is where the mind's neuroplasticity comes into play. Merely because our brains are structured a certain way doesn't mean we're bound to repeat the same patterns of behavior or thought. We have the inherent ability to reflect on our actions, to adapt, and to evolve. We're not just passive receptors of our brain's hardwiring, but active contributors who can shape and reshape our mental pathways. By embracing humility, we are in essence embracing growth. We open the gates to a world of endless opportunities, infinite lessons, and continuous evolution. Sure, we may stumble and fall, but with each fall, we rise slightly wiser, slightly stronger, and significantly more humble. Here's the exciting part. Just because our brains are a certain way doesn't mean we're destined to repeat the same mistakes. We can take steps to foster humility and grow from being humbled. Step 1. Recognize the past for what it is. It's just a series of events that have happened. It does not define you or predict your future. Start to differentiate between what happened and the story you tell yourself about what happened. This is where mindfulness can help. It allows you to observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment, helping you to see the reality of the situation. Step 2. Forgive and let go. This might sound cliché, but it's vital. Harboring resentment or regret only keeps you chained to the past. Instead, try to see each past event as a lesson, an opportunity for growth. This doesn't mean you have to forget or ignore the past. It just means you shouldn't let it control your present or future. Step 3. Focus on the present. Often we're so busy worrying about the past or future that we forget to live in the now. But the present is the only time we truly have control over. So make the most of it. Set goals, make plans, and take action. Remember, you're the author of your own story. And finally, step 4. Practice self-compassion. It's easy to be hard on ourselves, especially when we're trying to change. But remember, change takes time. So be patient with yourself. Celebrate your progress no matter how small. In conclusion, the past is a part of who we are, but it doesn't have to dictate our future. By recognizing the past for what it is, forgiving and letting go, focusing on the present and practicing self-compassion, we can free ourselves from the chains of the past and step into a brighter future. Remember, as the wise Lao Tzu once said, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So start now. Don't let your past hold you back. Instead, use it as a stepping stone to create a future you're proud of.